Hello friends and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're going to be checking out Lights and Shadows by developer FAE. This is a pixelated first-person horror game, sort of, I think, reminiscent of something like I'm Scared. I think you may have heard of that one. It's a pretty popular horror game by this point, I would say. And the premise is that we're supposed to be searching out and finding out the purpose of some mysterious lights. Well, we have been lost in the woods for, I think, something like 3 days now, and we're not sure if we might be a little bit crazy. Maybe we've, had some paranoia get the better of us. We don't know if we're hallucinating, there's shadows moving around, and perhaps even some sort of an evil entity is chasing us. So for anyone who might not know, the thing with me in horror games is that I don't get too worked up about them. I've never really been particularly horrified by most of them, so every time we do a new one, it feels like we're taking the challenge all over again. Is this going to be the one that makes me freak out? I don't know. Maybe it will be, maybe it won't be. But I am in prime conditions for this. I have my headset on, I have the volume up as high as I think is necessary for the recording, and I'm a little bit on the sleepy side, and it's pretty late at night, so those things kind of add up to make a little bit of a jarring experience. So I'm interested in seeing where this is going to go, and I think there might be some cool things to this one. So let's jump into it, and here are our credits. Kind of an inventive way, actually, to show the credits and the controls and everything. This is actually, and I only have seen the first 30 seconds of the game from starting it up for sound levels, but this is actually the inside of our tent, and you'll see that in just a second as we actually kick things up. So interact is E, run is shift, move WASD, look around mouse, turn on or off light is F, lighter, flashlight, and something called mist bottles on 3. It's amazing sometimes what the controls or the options menu can tell you about the game. Kind of funny little spoilers will occasionally show up. And pick up, parentheses, doll on R. I don't know what it all out of those mean, so we'll learn, I guess. So let's hit start, and let's find out something about the lights and the shadows. I'm interested. Let's see. Alright, so we get out of our tent, and it is completely pitch black. I can't see a single thing. So press 1 or 2 to pick a light source, F to turn light source on. So I've put up my lighter, and we've got a little bit of light in our direct proximity. Now if I switch to 2, we totally switch to a long distance light source as opposed to our close proximity. So the one versus the other actually creates a pretty different experience, and I kind of like that. Now let's get a little bit of a look around. I do see that light off in the distance. I'm sure that's where I'm supposed to go. And I have a bit of a habit of maybe breaking games like this. I tend to often do the thing that the developer doesn't want me to do, but I kind of like the aesthetic to this one. I think it's kind of cool. It feels a little bit Minecraft-y perhaps, but a little bit different as well. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's feeling a little bit evocative of like a Quake 2 mod or something like that. Oh, we've kind of tumbled down this hill now. I have no idea what is after me, or actually, to be perfectly honest, I'm not even 100% sure what the maximum volume levels are going to be for this, so if something does go completely crazy, it may be deafeningly loud, and I may have to throw my headset, so we'll find out. It's going to be an interesting experience. So I'm thinking maybe switch back to the lighter. I don't know, that doesn't really make me feel any better, but seeing that cross-shaped lens flare like that is definitely a bit on the eerie side. Something about things that emit that, I don't know, that kind of messes with my head a little bit. I think it's a candle? It is. It's just a random candle sitting up on top of this rock. So we've identified it. There's clearly another candle there. Can I interact? Oh. If there's more of these candles around, I better find them all. Why? I'm not sure. I've always wondered, like, what's up with the premise of these types of games? Like, why is it that we're always in the woods, and why are we always looking for some kind of arbitrary object? Oh, there's a large face. Okay. I guess I was supposed to turn my light off or something. I wasn't really sure why, though. Alright, let's try that again. I guess now we know the thing that's chasing us. Kind of looks like a girl that floats combined with a duck. So I guess this is not going to be the one that scares me. Sorry, I hate to spoil it for you. I guess we'll just walk towards the light sources with no light. Maybe that'll actually work out better, because now that I know what is after me, and now that I have an idea that maybe, you know, looking directly at it, pointing a light directly at it, maybe not the best idea for my survival. I don't know. I'm actually not even 100% sure that that's even true. So I better find all the candles. You know, whether it be candles, pages, I don't know, there's plenty of other derivations. We're always in the woods, and we're always looking for something. And I think maybe the scary thing's going to happen in a second, but I'm going to keep looking at this light source and moving and hoping that it won't really bother me if I go in a slightly different path. What is that? Some sort of a little vial? Oh, these mist bottles are the only things that seem to keep evil things away. Okay, so that's what our mist bottles are about. Can we see another light source from here? Not really. There might be... Alright, well... Can we skip the groaning and the screaming part? Very nice. Alright, so we made it to the second bottle, or the second light source this time, the second candle. I guess we'll go for 3 then. It sucks being in the dark, though. Well, that's one thing that I hate about these games when I record them for YouTube. They always are so dark, and I know that's the point of them. You know, horror games and darkness, they go well together. I'm not arguing. But it's not always the most compelling thing to see. I'm not sure if people get as down on that as I feel, but, like, it just... I don't know, I feel like it's kind of harsh to want to watch somebody... or kind of less likely, in fact, to want to watch somebody playing a game like this where it's just almost always completely pitch black with a little circle in the center where the flashlight is. Now I feel like I want to go off the rails a little bit and look around for, I don't know, other stuff, I guess. Maybe I can break the game, maybe I can find a way out of this wilderness. Clearly our candle is down below there, but maybe if I stay away from the candle, I can actually find something better. You know, all in all, though, I have to say the atmosphere is not terrible. There seems to be enough open space and enough to do and see that it doesn't feel totally repetitive, which is a thing that I think a lot of these games suffer from. A lot of also reused art assets come up many of the times that I've seen these types of things. In this case, I feel like this is fairly organic. You know, going with the pixelated art style and then also making nature stuff for now. I think there is a house, in fact, later on. But for now, nature stuff seems to work out just fine. Mist bottle. Alright, I guess that's what that is, yep. So I didn't actually get the other candle. Is that the thing off in the distance there? I don't know if it's following like a fixed patrol point or what. And in the event that I happen to see it, I don't even know if there's anything I can do to get away from it. I guess I could just run around with this thing. I just dropped one on the ground to see what would happen. There's another candle there. See, I missed one of the candles now, so that's probably going to come back and be a problem for me later on. And this one's up on top of a rock in a weird way. Alright, we're just going to run on a little bit here and see if... find anything. I'm running in mostly the same direction for all this time, and if I happen to run directly into that demon thing, well, it's going to be over before we know it, folks. I'm not even going to have a chance, and there will be the usual requisite screaming, so we've got to do that. Oh, there's another candle. I feel like I should just drop another mist bottle, right? Because... keep the evil things away, that's what we want. There is a little bit of tension in knowing, like, that it's pretty random, at least from what I can tell, when the thing shows up. And I am following a pretty fixed path right now by running directly from one point to the next on the map, so I kind of understand if that would lead to the thing finding me a little bit more frequently. I'm not sure if that even is the case. Oh, is this the... I think we might have made it to the house, so hopefully the thing won't kill me right now. Oh no, that's not a house at all. I thought we were looking at something far away in the distance. But I am completely wrong about that. Pick up the candle, please. Let's drop another mist bottle, because, you know, why not? Mist is good. The red pages. Okay, I think I've found mud. And I think I'm sinking in the mud, actually, which is kind of lame. This is not going to be the most compelling footage, is it? We're just going to be kind of sinking through mud. Well, there's some trees, so hopefully if we get back in this direction, we'll be going, I don't know, somewhere. I don't know if this is the right direction or if this is just a direction. But I figure if I run around enough, eventually I'll find something cool, right? Sound effects seem pretty good, I guess. I mean, we're crunching through some grass. That's kind of what's to be expected, I suppose, in this case. I like the stereo positional wind that's going by my ears as we turn around occasionally. I think that actually adds quite a bit to the atmosphere, and I think is almost necessary to even be able to start to build some of that tension. I would have definitely preferred if the danger element, whatever that demon is being called, would maybe not approach us quite so quickly. I think that would maybe lend to the tension being a little bit better. At the beginning... oh, there it is. Alright. At the beginning, I feel like you should really have some time to sort things out, to start to get acclimated to maybe build this rote repetition and pattern in finding these light sources before you even have to worry about being attacked by something. And it's kind of frustrating, too, when you walk into a game like this and you really don't know what's going to happen, but then you just find that you keep having to play the beginning over and over again. Probably shouldn't use my light sources too much. I mean, yeah, they do give me that tip, so maybe I should be using them a bit less. But at the same time, like, I don't have any kind of metric to understand to what degree I'm causing my own demise. So there's no real, UI reinforcement, which in some ways is more immersive, but I also kind of don't really know what role I'm playing in this game that could lead to my progression or failure, right? So that's kind of why we do visual feedback in games, to help reinforce the correct things and mitigate the wrong things whenever possible. Because right now I'm just wandering completely in the dark, and I don't know if that's really fun. I mean, that is kind of what it seems like they want to reward you by doing. They want me to just turn this on for a moment, I guess, get a lay of the lands, and then run, I suppose? I don't really get what the point of that would be. Well, I definitely saw a screenshot of, like, an interior, so I was hoping maybe we would run into that, because that looked kind of cool. I thought there were some, like, skittering things going on with the walls, but that's all I saw was just the screenshot, so I have no idea if maybe I need to get through all these candles, maybe I need to follow the path for quite a while. Before that is a possibility. These mist bottles, I don't know how many I get either, or what their actual effect is. I mean, I know they're supposed to keep evil away, but, like, to what degree is that actually meaningful to me? I don't know. So, wandering. More trees. Maybe we could, like, throw a treasure chest in here every now and then just for fun. I don't know. Probably not really necessary, and that was just a joke, but... Yep, mist bottle. Maybe I'm just supposed to have the mist bottles ready to go, and then if I see the thing, I should be, like, ready to pull that out. But it seems like by the time I see it, I have such a small amount of time before I'm about to be killed that it's, like, almost irrelevant if I have the mist bottle or not. So probably better inventory management on my part could be useful. Oh, I think we found the mud again. But there is at least a candle that we're going toward in this case, which is not something that I could say last time when I got to this point. Is the mud actually producing any different sound? I don't think it is. You would think some kind of glooping and slopping sounds would be necessary here. Is it actually moving up and down? What's... Oh, it's just sitting on the rock, and because I was walking, it was actually creating that normal view bob. Oh, is that... That's a hint, right? I should probably drop my... Oh, come on now. I used the fog bottle. Well, that's no fun at all. It made much less screaming this time, though, I think. Am I dead? What's going on? I guess the sound played for significantly less time. I don't know. I feel like this game could be cool. It's got a lot of good things going for it, but it also feels like the beginning is a little bit monotonous. If there is something cool that happens afterward, or after the forest sequence, and we do get to finally find out what the point of the candles was, hint, I'm going to guess they probably lead you to the house, and then whatever the answer is in the house, but I don't know that 100%. I would like to maybe know, though, if that could be the case, and if we got to the house and then were instantly killed by some random unknown, well, that could be a little frustrating, too. I mean, it could be said very much like the roguelike games that I'm such a fan of. Those require a little bit of persistence and patience in getting through some of the earlier things, but in this case, I don't feel that repeating the same sequence over and over again results in better tension or you really trying to figure your way out of a problem. In those roguelike games, you often have the ability to have better dexterity or figure out how to traverse a platforming puzzle better just by improving your actual manual skills with the game. In this case, things seem pretty random. I mean, let's be honest, I didn't really know what was causing me to die. I used my flashlight and lighter about as minimally as possible, I thought, on that last run, and even threw a fog bottle at what I thought was to be the appropriate moment, seeing as I was near the candle, which I thought counted as a light source. I thought put the fog down and maybe the thing won't see me or whatever. So I don't really know how to interact with the AI because I'm not given enough feedback as a user, or as a game player, as a player, to be able to understand what the game wants and what to get back from me, you know? So there's always this little dialogue that's going on between the player and the creator of a game, and in this case I feel maybe a little bit is too much obfuscated on the developer side, so as the game player not getting necessarily as much feedback as you might need to be able to make the decisions you need to make to actually appropriately navigate the walls and traps that the developer has put in your way. So that's my 2 cents on it anyway. Lights and shades, Definitely played worse, but maybe could still use a little bit of work. I would honestly say that out of the horror games I've played, this is one that I wouldn't have a terrible time recommending, if only off of the idea that there's probably still a little bit left to see. Because right now, meandering around in the forest is not the most compelling gameplay, but at least there were steps taken to make that a little bit more interesting by adding things like the mud and the verticality to the hills, a little bit of diversity in some of the things you might run into out there. I don't know, the rocks and the bushes and all of that kind of add up to something a little bit more interesting than normal. And the presentation isn't terrible. Some of the UI decisions and the fact that, we've got the feedback on seeing the inside of the tent, seeing your character's hand and such with the, the pixelated graphics and the two different types of the dynamic light sources. It works pretty well, I'd say. I like keeping the UIs minimal for the most part in games, so I feel like that was successful. But I would also need maybe a little bit more feedback, as I talked about. So that's what I have to say on this one. If you'd like to go grab this yourself, feel free. The link is going to be in the description of the video. Let me know what you think about this game and any other horror games or premises out there that you think would be interesting for the show. I'd love to hear your recommendations on that. I do always kind of keep this little, I don't know, Rolodex of certain horror games that I'd like to maybe try in the future, but I don't often get around to them. So if it's something you enjoy, if you enjoy hearing me speak my mind on this particular subgenre or genre within another genre, I guess that does make it a subgenre, doesn't it? Then feel free to speak your mind on that topic as well. I'd love to hear from you in general in the comments section. And of course, if you played this game yourself and you'd like to let me know if it gets any better without too many spoilers, feel free to let me know that as well. But as you're in the description looking for the game itself, please feel free to go check out some of my other links like my Twitter, my Facebook, and of course my website, indie-impressions.com, where every episode gets aggregated, and all of them get sorted and neatly categorized for you. So if you're looking for other horror games that I've covered, feel free to just go on over and click the horror category, or just look for the free games as well, either one, and plenty more, in fact. So with that, I will leave you for another day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this video, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Feel free to leave any support, of course, and hopefully you'll come back again tomorrow. New episodes are every single day. So I will see you back here at youtube.com/RockLeeSmile for more, and that will do it. Thank you, everybody. I will catch you later.